Hello again. My name is Nicole Lopez-Bettendorf, NicoleLopez-Bettendorf. I'm a special education teacher from Lincoln, and I am speaking in support of LB440. As a special educator and the daughter of a physician, I know that extenuating circumstances would require the use of FMLA leave. My mom has been a doctor for as long as I've been alive, and now we are fortunate to be working on two sides of the same coin. She works at a long-term acute care facility, and I work, as you know, in a school. It might sound like our jobs are worlds apart, but we both use a team approach to provide the best outcomes for the populations we work with. We both have many stories regarding why someone would need to be absent from school or work for extended periods of time. Occupational, physical, and speech therapies aren't just for students who need to learn to navigate their schoolwork and settings. They're also for the individual navigating life-changing health concerns, like the one who has just had a stroke and needs to learn how to eat and speak again, or who has received a cancer diagnosis and needs to learn despite changes in cognitive ability and bodily functions. All changes can be affected by these diseases or can be in accidents, need surgeries like appendectomies performed, have autoimmune diagnoses like Crohn's, and can require psychiatric therapy. The list of life-altering moments can be never-ending, even for our youth. Receiving medical news can be scary, but educators, just like medical personnel, are a rare breed. Here's where I continue the comparison between myself, an educator, and my mom, a physician. We are somehow everything to everyone all at once, yet we never see ourselves as part of the equation. So when a medical event, diagnosis, or incident occurs, we rarely think about it the right way. In my few years as an educator, I have seen many of my coworkers need to be absent for many different long-term issues, car accidents, surgeries, cancer treatments, children's premature and on-time births, as well as the need to take care of older family members. For all of these individuals, it was sadly never, how am I going to take care of myself or my family first? It was always, I need to get my sub-plans together, and I don't want to let my team down. Teachers work for the greater good, just like medical personnel, and as such, we often feel guilty taking care of ourselves or those we love first and foremost. Maybe it's because it's difficult to get days off work when some of them are blacked out, or maybe it's because our teams are often comprised of just two people. Either way, it's not a mentally or physically healthy way to live. Observing my mom's work as a physician throughout my entire life, I have also seen her work through many different events because she didn't want to be seen as a burden to her team. This is why I appreciate this bill's wording, which explains that monies will be levied from all certificated teachers' paychecks to build the fund. Knowing that this funding is built from, as well as supports, Nebraskan educators will hopefully offer a way for our teachers to take the time they need when a medical event occurs in their life. FMLA is not just for birthing people, it can be for everyone. Many educators will need to use the form of leave to ensure they take care of themselves or someone they love, and our joint support of each other sends a message to our educators. I believe this bill will tell our teachers, it's okay to put yourself and your family first when needed. Your team is here to support you, so take the time you need. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Nicole? If not, thanks for your testimony.
I don't have a question, but you asked a question earlier, Senator Conrad, about negotiations. May I answer some of that or no?
Question?
Sure. I'm just trying to get a sense about whether or not issues like this are being bargained for locally, and if teachers are raising them, why aren't school boards and districts and superintendents responding?
So I'll share a little bit more in a testimony for later. I am part of our negotiations team for LPS. I am on the side of the Teachers Association, and this issue has come up before, but we always think of it as you have a certain pot of money. If I continue to take that money for teachers, which is where the majority of the money currently goes, there's really not enough left for our educational support professionals, our paras, our bus drivers, our custodians, everyone else who has a student contact throughout the day and is important to that student's life. If I continue to take money from them, we are going to continue to lose them as well as teachers. So.
Yes, that's true, but just recognize, I'm just trying to get a sense of where the districts and the superintendents are in regards to this issue, because we know we have a teacher shortage. We know when class sizes get too big, that puts a ton of burden on teachers. It hinders learning opportunities, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So whatever we can do to retain talented, dedicated professionals like yourselves and the others that we've heard of is ultimately gonna save the district money. I mean, we know from the private sector that recruitment costs are some of the most expensive costs that you have in terms of employment, but versus if you can hold on to somebody who's already talented and already trained and ready to go, that it's actually ends up saving money. But I know you don't want to take any resources away from your partners in education, whether that's parents or bus drivers or folks who help us in nutrition services or school nurses, the list goes on and on and on. But my question is, why aren't the local superintendents, why aren't the local school boards doing more to move on this? I mean, I understand that resources are limited, but I'd be very curious to know what their lease packages look like in comparison to our teachers. So maybe somebody else can answer that. Okay, thanks.
That's a great question. Yes.
Any questions? Glenn, Senator Meyer, sorry.
You were right both times. Thank you, Chairman Lemon. I don't have a question, just over the weekend I was reading about you in the NSEA Voice. So you're famous, and I just want to congratulate you. So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to read our publication as well.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
My
very
wife's
important.
a retired teacher, so there's not an option in that. Especially being on the education committees. So.
Yes.
So, thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.